Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Beware the Blob. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm not sure if you can call this an official sequel or an unofficial sequel or what, but what I like to call it is something strange.
Jello, give a little jingle. Anytime or any place, now you can have that fruity taste. Now the Jello put the wiggle in a cup.
For fun in a cup, except no substitutes. Nothing has the fruity wiggles and genuine jiggles of Jello gelatin.
Now the Jello put the wiggle in a cup.
Anyway, so the movie starts off with this old dude who works at a pipeline, and he brings home a canister, and it contains the Blob inside of it. Well, it gets out and starts his eating/killing spree, eating a fly, and then a kitten, and the pipeline worker's wife, and the pipeline worker. He'd eat some chickens, some railroad bums, a scoutmaster, some hippies, a cop, a barber and his client, some old guy's chihuahua. Yeah, this movie was pretty messed up. It just goes on this continuous eating, killing spree until it finally winds up at the local bowling alley/roller rink. And our two heroes of the movie, who are named Lisa and Bobby, are able to figure out a way to take care of the Blob, because the Blob tries to attack them in their truck. They turn on the cooler and it backs off. They realize that that's the only way to defeat the Blob is to freeze it. So the Blob goes to the bowling alley/roller rink and just starts consuming and eating anybody in its path. Until finally, Lisa and Bobby are able to freeze the Blob completely. And the local sheriff comes in for an interview. And there's this bright light that gets a little too close to the ice where the Blob is, because everybody's standing on the frozen Blob. And while the sheriff is being interviewed, the ice melts, the Blob comes out and covers his feet. And it kind of sort of ends the same way the original Blob did. It ends with that whole "the end" thing, so yeah. Beware the Blob was directed by Larry J.R. Ewing, or as I knew him better as Anthony Major Nelson from I Dream of Jeannie Hagman. Also has Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley. And just way too many people to mention in this movie. This movie was insanely bad. So, not 100% sure if you'd call this a sequel or not, but it was still pretty bad, though. So there you guys have it. Beware the Blob. Yikes. It was also known as Son of the Blob. You think maybe that's where that term, where the initials for SOB came from?
Beware of the Blob, it creeps and leaps and glides and slides.
You never know.
Right through the door and all around the wall.
So, there you pretty much have it. And if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror movie that made you give up eating dessert for about a week or so, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, for Doc Schlock, as always, stay strong and rock on. Maybe I'll have some cake this week and maybe some Jell-O pudding. Maybe not.